Hey everyone, just a little impromptu video going on here. I got some knives in today that I wasn't expecting to get for a little while. So yes, first of all, I suppose, even though these are knife adjacent, but we got a little sticker here, and yeah, the BladeHQ, what is it, 19th anniversary? Well, at least their anniversary coin. Obviously, as you can see, this year it's all about that Boker Mermaid, which I don't want. So there's definitely that. So, along with those two things, I also ended up spending enough to get the free knife. Ooh, this is a SOG Traction. And this thing is kind of scary. It's got that thumb stud, but unless you give it absolutely everything you got, it's just going to actually bounce back because of the way that the lock bar ends up working on this. It ends up latching down in there a little bit more like a triad lock without the extra pin going on there. This thing doesn't say what steel is on it on here. I think on the website they say that it's 420. Not 420HC or anything like that, and obviously it's not going to have a heat treat anywhere near as good as Buck ends up doing with their 420HC. But hey, at least it's a different steel besides the blank CR blank that a lot of people, myself included, kind of categorize as mostly junk steel, unless you get the 9CR or 10CR stuff. But yeah, this is interesting. This is yet again a hollow grind Tonto. Kind of strange that I've been picking up a whole bunch of these lately, and they're not really my favorite. This one's weird because the lockback does stick out proud on purpose. It's definitely FRN handles, and this is billboarded out the absolute ass. I'm surprised they didn't have it in even larger letters on this side just to match the handle and the pocket clip and everything. But yes, this was basically just kind of I was 1 cent away from getting this as a free knife, so I ended up picking up another thing. This is the other thing that I got. It's the MKM, or Maniago Knife Makers. This is an Italian-made little slip with the magnetic thing on the back there for carrying around some slip joints if you want something with a little pocket in there. This is the burgundy color. Actually, really, really good quality leather for it, for, you know, the price, because these things are, what, 20, maybe 25 bucks or something like that. So, hey, works out great. The magnet's fairly strong. I haven't really tried to employ this in the pocket yet, but hey, I'll definitely get back to you on that. Anyway, so the knife that I ended up picking up that kind of made all of that, there was this guy. And yeah, if you're familiar, then you are. If you're not, then this is a Benchmade Bugout. This is one of BladeHQ's exclusive designs. So this has basically really light gray G10. And yeah, this is G10. It's not the FRN or the whatever else they call the one that uses carbon fiber threads instead of glass for them, CF Elite or whatever. So yeah, this one is just a little tiny bit heavier, but hey, it's also in 20 CV blade steel instead of S30V like the standard one is. And hey, I was happy because these things were lower than list price. They were $149.99, which I thought was definitely worth it, especially because this has an upgrade on it. I'd been kind of looking at the carbon fiber and S90V variant of it for a while because I did want to pick one of these up for, you know, obviously for knife comparison things. But yeah, that one is literally $280, and I think that's just way too much. This one, as you can see here, It's got a little bit of a scratch there on it. And maybe a couple others that are just a little kind of errant there. That's okay. It's mostly a satin finish, or at least I can see the satin matrix going on there. But yeah, it does have a stone wash going on over the top of it. Looks like it may have just a little tiny bit of a roll going on here at the tip on the right side. So they might have sharpened just a little bit too much on the left before they ended up finishing that. But yeah, that's fine. But yes, I was very familiar with the 530, which came out before this. That was still designed by Micarta. This is basically a Benchmade variant on that after the fact, which is why this is in the same family. Let's see, it's the 535, if you can. Yeah, there you go. But I figured, hey, everybody and their mom absolutely loves those things, so it'll probably be a little useful for some blade comparisons, and I also wanted one, so there we go. So that's what I got from UPS today. Was the BladeHQ stuff, but I also got a couple of knives. If you're familiar with the little yellow envelopes, then no surprise in seeing that, yeah, I got a couple of TwoSuns in. I don't know necessarily yet where these ones came from. They could either be a couple of them that I purchased from Amazon, or they could be a couple of them coming from eBay. I will find out as soon as I open up the first one here. Let's see what we got. All right, and these are the ones from Amazon, not eBay, so I'm still waiting on those. This, Rahi design. Nice front flipper there. Fairly high saber grind. Pretty decent blade geometry. Not the absolute thinnest thing that I've seen from TwoSun, but for this knife being kind of short, it works out all right. This being a Rahi design is still in that upper 290s. This is in D2. I'd actually be surprised wouldn't be surprised if these things end up coming in a different steel variant at some point. But hey, they come in D2 at the moment, and I do like it quite a bit. It's really fairly minimalist compared to a lot of other stuff that Rahi has done. Obviously, it's got these milling holes on both sides. And also in the pocket clip there. And it's a front flipper. So it does remind me, or a little reminiscent of a couple of different knife designers there. From Justin Lundquist, kind of comes to mind a little bit. But it doesn't have that single channel that he ends up doing on a lot of stuff. But there's also, oh shoot, I forgot his name off the top of my head. The guy who does the Urban Trappers, because that's kind of what this thing ended up reminding me of from the get-go. But pretty easy to front flip on this thing. And it's not really doing that thing where my finger is all the way all up in the blade path, so it'll smack into it. Seems to open relatively nice there. I wouldn't mind actually seeing this edge here scalloped. You definitely have a lock bar access to it, but it does feel just a little bit sharp there. Like they probably could have done with a little bit of a scallop going on there. Blade stock thickness on this guy is, of course, like TwoSuns, quite thick. Probably a little bit more than it needs to be, but hey. Overall, pretty interesting. I can definitely get the action a little bit better on this. It's, you know, it's a wiggle shot at the moment, but especially with how heavy this blade is due to the, you know, just the blade stock thickness and everything that we got going on here. Pretty easy. We can definitely sneak up there for some muscling action there. I guess you'd call this a modified sheep's foot, because it definitely has quite a bit of belly there, whereas a standard sheep's foot doesn't have much of one at all. But yeah, pretty interesting. Let's see, and this other one I think is a Wong design then. And it's apparently thick. Yeah, this is a Wong. And we can see we got their Micarta going on here on both sides. Kind of as a inlay there. And yeah, it's a bit of a different kind of a recurve tattoo. This one's kind of interesting to me because it does have the thumb stud and the flipper tab. And this one actually seems to be tuned for both rather than the TS 182 that will tear your thumb up with the thumb stud because it's really designed to have that snappy action on the flipper tab there. We got the pocket clip in here. Actually, while I'm here, I should look at this. Wong has usually done something where he's got a little pen going on in his pocket clips. And I would really appreciate if it was actually there on that one. So let's find out. Come on, buddy. Well, it's just going to be all sorts of indignant on me. Obviously, I can't unscrew it from this side, but I can try to move some things around on it. Where is my spudger? And there we go. See if I can't get any kind of leverage going on there. No? Alright, well this is probably going to take just a little bit longer to get that out. So I suppose I will include that at the end of the video, just so I can end up just kind of looking at the rest of this here. But yeah, this one, 14C28N, that's number 336. Yes. Obviously Wong design here. And like the rest of them with the hollow grind there, it's fairly thick behind the edge. They don't do a hollow grind and then make it super slicey afterwards. I do like the fact that looks like I can remove these thumb studs. That will help for doing the sharpening and stuff like that. And yeah, they're not quite used as the stop pins there. Looks like we do have an internal stop pin. Probably blade mounted, but I haven't really taken a look on the inside yet. But yeah, cool. Don't really have anything I can complain about with the edge there. Don't really have a snaggletooth going on, so it shouldn't bite me. This one's pretty close, unfortunately. Yeah, I can reach it here. So from about here up, if you do end up accidentally sliding your finger up there, it might bite you. So that's something I will probably end up taking care of there. That's just going to make it a little bit thicker behind the edge when I end up taking it down and then resharpening it out. But I would kind of prefer to do that rather than leave them as is, because I don't like that surprise of that sharp pain in your finger as you reach for it in your pocket, or, you know, if you dropped it in between some couch cushions or something like that. So, yeah, all right, I'll go ahead and cut, and, well, shoot, I didn't realize that I didn't record that, but, yeah, this is much later. But, yeah, as you can see with this guy, yeah, mounted also from the inside as that second one. Kind of an interesting way to go about it, but it does make this pocket clip rock solid with 2 mounting points through the titanium there, as well as that cutout on the micarta. That is fantastic. I want to see that on many more knives from TwoSun that end up using micarta. I do have another one that, I don't know, it'll probably take a few weeks to get here, called the TS349. It's a big old bulbous kind of looking guy from Night Morning Design. But they make one in full titanium, and then they have some textured titanium, and they have it with micarta on the scales, with still a titanium bolster kind of look to it. And I got the micarta one because I kind of saw this sort of thing going on here with this longer than usual little mounting point there. So cross my fingers that that's going to be the case there. Otherwise, I'll get it in, look at it, and I'll be like, ooh, if you want this one, go ahead and get the full titanium. But yeah, so fantastic to see that this pocket clip is mounted on Micarta and won't really have any issues to speak of. But that second mounting point there, that was why I couldn't, even though this screw was loose, why I couldn't get that pocket clip out there. So there's all of that. Well, all right. Okay, so this is everything that I needed to say. So, all right. As always, I appreciate y'all for watching. Have yourself a wonderful rest of your day.